All right, good morning, kids. I would use this opportunity to show you what you're going to be doing on the day of your practical. Okay, so you're going to create an interactive quiz. And on the interactive quiz, you're going to put out 5 questions. 5 questions with the correct and the wrong slide. So you would have, let's say altogether, 16 slides to create. You're creating 16 slides, or better still, 17 slides in all, showing 5 questions, 2 extra slides that would say you are right and you are wrong. 1 slide to start the beginning of the slide or the quiz, and then 1 other slide to end the quiz. So I'm going to quickly show you how you would perform it. So this is Microsoft PowerPoint. Remember, that's the software you're going to be using. You create your first, you choose any of the theme or template you have here. Make sure you already have your questions written down. That's the most important thing. So before you get to the practical center or the lab, get your 5 questions written down. So you're not thinking it by heart and then delete by that process. Get the questions ready. When you get to the ICT room, you just have to know how to use the software and get it up. So the first slide, this is the first slide. If you plan to have an empty layout, remember you come to layout here and you choose blank, like I've done here. All right, so just like I say in class, the first thing you do, you go to slideshow, as you see me do. On slideshow, you look for setup slideshow and then browse at the kiosks. Setup slideshow and then you do browse at the kiosks. Okay, so once the first thing, this is like 5 marks, if I have to say, 5 marks of the whole process. And remember, you're running for 60 marks, so you have done 5 out of 60. Once this is done, okay, and the way you can check that out is when you go to a slideshow, it should not move, nothing should happen. I'm tapping the keyboard right now, nothing should happen. Once your keyboard allows you to move from one, you should not be able to move to the next slide by clicking any of the other keys, like enter, the forward of the arrow key, or even the space bar or letter N. Any of those keys you tap on the keyboard shouldn't take you away to another slide. It should just retain you on that same slide. That means the browser, the kiosk is working. Now, what you do after that is to write something like start quiz or you're welcome to my quiz. However, so I'm going to do mine. I would use the word art feature. I would tap on the insert, then word art, and then I would tap start quiz. Yeah. Okay, so I will just make this text big by clicking on the line, and then I come to home, and then I can increase my font by tapping this arrow here. This is an A, or you can just change the size of the font size. Now I have this here. Okay, if you want to write welcome to my quiz, you can also have that done at the top. So I'll use insert again, word art, type something in front. Make sure you drag, whenever you're dragging a word art or any text or even an image, look at the cursor of your mouse. If the cursor is just an arrow, it cannot drag anything. But once it turns to a black cross and the arrow, the black cross holding a line, then you can move around whatever object you plan to move. If it turns to a line, it's for you to type in text. So take note, whenever the cursor changes to black arrow with a line, a black arrow with a cross, the black arrow, which is a cross, and then the arrow at the other side, it can move around. So I think you can look at my cursor to tell. You can see the black cross as an arrow, and then you can see the movements. So take note of that. Always look at your cursor. So I'm going to write here, welcome to my quiz. Okay, and that's just presented. However you want to plan else, if you want to add images, you can add images here. It's just based on how you want to present yours. So if I want to add an image, I come to insert again, pictures. Images will be provided for you. So if I was to use mine, I will come to where I have placed my images. Okay, I would use this image. I would also have it widen here and placed it. But just to have you to understand that if you want to remove the background of an image, if you double click on the image 2 times, you will see remove background at the side, the left-hand side. You can remove the background by dragging these nodes around to the corners of your screen. Take note, you see the nodes I'm dragging. Once you drag them to the cover of the image, I mean, all around the image, you will see a purple color all around the image except the image itself. If the purple is on top of the image as well, it will remove the image. You have to make sure that you have dragged these nodes around, all around the image, taking it out of the image and on top of the layers of the box. So when you click on keep changes, it takes away the background, leaving only the image you can see. Okay. The last thing I will do is put in what we call an action button. I come to insert. Before I do that, I'll create 2 other slides. 1, 2. 2 other slides, including the one I have. 2 other slides, or let's say 4 slides. So 1 slide, which is the one I'm working on, and then 3 other slides underneath. And I will tell you why we did this. This is to start the quiz. This is to take me to the question, first question. This is my correct slide, and this is my you are wrong slide. So this is the first slide I'm on. If I go to insert and then shapes, scroll down to the very bottom, you would see what we call action buttons. Click on this one. This one is called the play or the next. So this one takes me to next slide. Hyperlink has already been done for you. So when you use action button, it's already been done for you. Okay, but if you want to use any image, as to you click the image, you just have to right click on the image and you will see hyperlink. And you can then do this, place in this document and choose next slide, slide 2 or next slide. So, but if you use action button, it will just tell you what do you want to do. It's already presented it for you. So I'm dragging this down. Remember my cursor has changed to a black cross. Good, I've dragged that down. So this button will take me to slide 2. This button will take me to slide 2. Now on slide 2, my first question, I would go to insert, word art, or I can use text box. So I'm going to use text box now. Text box, once you click on text box, your cursor changes to a line as you want to type something. Just click and drag, and you have your text. I'll increase the size of the text. Now I'm going to type a question. Okay, now that is my question 1. That's my question 1. Next thing I'm going to do is add 3 options to the answers here. So I'll come down here, okay, insert again. I can use shape, I can use just the text box, depends on you. So let me use text box first for this one. I'll use text box, draw, you can see it, increase the size of the fonts, as I've done. Write one name here, okay. I can hold, if I want to duplicate, remember how to duplicate, you hold Control down and tap D on the keyboard. Control and D to duplicate. And you have 2 answers. Now we'll just change this one to another name. So it's a faster way than drawing your text box over and over again. Just duplicate what you've done the first time. Okay. So I've done 3 options here, 1, 2, and 3. If you want to change the color of the image, you can just, or the shape, you can just double click on the line, remember the line, and then if you click 2 times on the line, you will notice that you are in format. Let me do it again. If format doesn't change for you, just come to format. You can change the color of the shape. Okay, if you double click sometimes and it doesn't take it to format, just take your mouse to format. And then you can change the color of the shape fill. So let me do it again here. Come to shape fill, you can just add a color for this one. Just make your shape look more colorful on this. So I've done 3 different shapes. Now, this is where the fun part happens. And if you do this for the first slide, it will be easy for you to do for other slides. This slide, you would already know that my name is Tony. So John and Grace is not the name. So I want to do 2 slides here now. First of all, this is my you are wrong slide. So I'm going to come to this slide, use my word art, and I'll say you are wrong. Okay, so you are wrong. I think I should make this text in red. So I'll highlight the whole text, come to home, and I'll change this to red. Okay, I can also increase the size. You're wrong. And then this is you are correct. So I'll do that again. Word art, you are correct. I'll highlight this one and make it green. Home, and I'll turn this to green. Okay, so I hope you understand the process I've worked now. Once you do this for the first process, it'll be easy all the way. Remember, if I come to home and I change the color, I add in, an image. By going to pictures, I can add an image to say you are correct from all the images I have here. All right, so this is an image of you are correct. Okay. If I want to remove the background, remember the process, double click on the image, you see remove background, and you can remove the white background by taking the nodes all around. Remember, you're trying to avoid this purple color from staying around the image. See? And oh, I think I also removed what was written on top of it. To undo, Control Z or this arrow that's facing back, and you can work it out. If the image hasn't taken off this part yet, what you can do is what we call add area, this green here, the associated plus, and just draw a line over the part you want to add. All right, and you will see that the purple color disappears from that side. So you can add some extra image or text that you want to add by using this green cross. Now keep changes, we'll add that as well. All right, so you can see I've added it. Okay, so you are correct image is here, and then you are wrong. I'll insert this one image, pictures. You're wrong, insert over here. You're wrong. Oh, made a mistake. Copy this one or cut it. Come here, paste it here, and then I'll cut this one. This is you are wrong. Okay, and this is you are correct. All right, so I think I've done that correctly now. Let's zoom back so you can see. All right, so now this 2 will take me to you are wrong. And then the 20 will take me to you are correct. Okay, so let's do that now. Right click on this one and you see hyperlink. Place in this document, slide 3. You are wrong. See it? Grace as well. Right click on it, hyperlink, place in this document, slide 3. Both you are wrong. And then the only one that is correct is Tony. Right click on it. Make sure you right click very well. I need to show you this. Hyperlink is Control K. So if you click on the text like this, or the shape, and just do Control K on the keyboard, it will also bring it out for you. Okay, so I have done that, and you can test your work by coming here. I click on this button, it takes me to the first quiz. If I click on John, you are wrong. You see it? I'll do it again. Play. Click on Tony, you are correct. Okay. You can also add transition. Remember, transition takes you to the next slide. Take note of that. So if you click on a slide and you go to transition, you can do a transition like split. Yeah? And you can also add an effect. Please take note. You can add a sound effect. So I'm going to add an effect like a bomb. Means you're wrong. Now, why I do for correct, I'll go to split, and then this time it will be an applause. So now I'm going to play it again. Clicks, John. You see an applause when it takes you to the slide. Okay, so take note of the way I've just presented this. All right. So if you've done this process, you would understand how to do the rest. So this is just for one question. Okay. If you want a slide to start with clap, you remember you slide 1, add in your transitions. I'll do something like a book or a fall down, and then I'll add my sound as applause. So if I start my slideshow with applause, okay, so you can see how I'm adding all this together now. So that is how it starts. So you just come to transition and you see sound there. All right, so this is for the first question. Now we're going to do question 2. Now see, you come here, create a new slide. These 2 slides now, wrong and correct, you're going to put one kind of shape. Now let me show you. I'll come to wrong, insert, shape, and I will do let me do a shape. Let me do a shape instead. Come in. I'll do it again so you see what I'm doing. Insert shape. Now I would add, I want these 2 slides to take me to slide 5. So when you draw the shape, right, change it to slide 5 by going to slide and slide 5. This particular one is the same thing you do for wrong and correct. The same thing, you're doing the same thing for the 2 of them. Why? What I mean is when you get your answer correct or wrong, when you get your answer correct or wrong, When you get your answer correct or wrong, you should take it to the next slide. The next slide is slide 2, which is the second question, or rather slide 5, which is the next question. So look at what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go to insert again, shapes, and I'll go to this icon, change it to slide 5 as well. All right, so take note, wrong and the correct slide, both of them should take it to the next question. Wrong and correct, both of them to take it to the next question. So whatever you're putting for wrong and you're putting for correct, they should both take you to the next question. Okay, I think it's easier now when you understand these two. And I'll just be duplicating these two slides. All right, I can also write at the correct side, the correct answer. All right, so let me do this so that you understand. I'll come to insert again, shape, and I'll just write at the side the correct answer is, all right, so you see, so we've cleared this one. The answer is wrong, the correct answer is Tony for this one. So I'm done with this question completely. Now come to question 2. I will do another word text box, draw it out, and I'll just write something else like choose a question again. So you see, you have to prepare your questions down, writing them on a piece of paper so you're ready with it. All right, so which country is a 20 from? I use text box again. Draw a text box, increase the size of the box. All right, 3 countries. Let's see. Okay, so let me put this well. Drag this side so that the text is long enough. If you hold your control key and drag at the line, you can create 2, or just do control D for duplicate. Okay. And then the last one, I drag down again. Okay. All right, same way. If I want to add color, double click. If it does not take you to slide to format, just come to format yourself. Shape fill and add a color. Okay, see? So shape fill. Remember, there's also what they call color text fill. So if we do text fill instead, is it text that will change the color? Text color will change instead. Okay, and then the shape fill changes the color of the shape where the text is. All right, same way again. Now, this is a new question. I need 2 slides again, but you can do something good. You can duplicate this slide and this slide. These 2 slides. So if I click this slide and do Control D, I duplicate it and I'll drag it down. Remember, you have to change this to the next slide. So I'll do this as well. Duplicate this slide and I'll drag it down. Take note of what I'm doing. So it's easy now. I've done correct and wrong again. And I will do one more slide. So this will take me to the next question. So you can see. So this one now is wrong. So I'll click on it. I click on the shape, and it will take me to slide 6. Wrong. This one too is wrong. Hyperlink, take me to slide 6. Wrong. This is the correct one. It will take me to slide 7. You are correct. Okay. Now I'll come to slide 6, and I will remove this and say the correct answer is Nigeria. Okay, so you can see this has been done already. The only thing you now need to do is to change this icon to slide 8 to take it to the next question. Instead, if you don't change it, to take it back to slide 5. Remember, it's already slide 5. And to know that, hold your control key and tap it. Or you hold your, let me try it again. If you hold your control key, she will show you the slide that you were going to go to. Let's try it again. Holding your control key and tapping on the shape shows you the slide to go to. Okay, it's not showing. Let's check why. Or you just right click on it and say edit hyperlink, and it will tell you it's going to slide 5. But instead, I wanted to go to slide 8. Slide 8, where the next question is going to be. And the same thing with the wrong or the correct now. Edit slide 8. So both will take us to the same slide, slide 8. All right, so see, let's test it out and see what we've done so far. Start with slide 2. Remember, I've done browse at the kiosk, so I cannot move with any of this icon I'm tapping. Now I click on this. I'm correct. If I tap to me, it takes me to this. Now, if I click anywhere, see what is happening. But when I click on this icon, it takes me to question 2, right? If I click on Nigeria, it will be correct. If I click on United States of America, you are wrong. Okay, see it, and it shows me the correct answer is. Now, if I click on this, it takes me to the next question, which I've not done yet. Okay, and so that's the same process you keep on doing. So you do the process again. Now this question, so we're doing question 3, but if you want to be fast, you can also be by copying this question and changing all the hyperlinks and the answers. So I will show you with one so you also note. I will delete this one. I just click on this one here, Control D, duplicate it, drag it down to this place. This is now my new slide 8. And now I just need to change my question by clicking and dragging. Okay. If you want to change the answer, same thing, drag this one onto the shape, drag the answer, and then click and drag so you can copy, you can highlight all the text and where the answer is. Click and drag from the back of the text all the way to the front and do so. Okay, now remember again, duplicate this one, drag it down, duplicate this one, drag it down, and then create one extra slide. Okay, for slide 11. Now, same way, right click on this one, edit hyperlink, because you've hyperlinked it before. It will take me to slide, because it's wrong, it will take me to slide 9. Whenever you want to do correct and wrong, make sure correct and wrong is underneath where the question is. So like for instance, 9 and 10 slides underneath slide 8. Slide 8 is the question they are working on. So slide 9 is you are wrong for that one. Also as well, edit hyperlink all the way down. Slide 9, you are wrong. And then Igbo, which is correct, edit hyperlink, slide 10. Still remember, when you click on the slide like this, Control K will still take you to the same place. So either you do hyperlinking by right-clicking on the shape and editing it, or you can just click on the shape like this, make sure you're selected, hold your control and tap key, letter K on the keyboard, K for kettle, and then to bring it up for you. All right, so if I come to number 9 here, I need to change this hyperlink to slide what? 11, because that is where the next question will be. Slide 11, okay. Same thing for the correct answer. Right click on this, edit hyperlink, slide 11. Now, just to let you know, you can also add sound and transition on each of the questions. Like now, for slide 8, transition, I will do good, and I can add a sound like presenting us to the next, like a push sound. So I will do that same for 5, uncover, push sound. I will do that for 2, uncover, and a push sound. Okay, let's test. Click, did I push sound? 20, correct. Click here, push sound. I say Kenya, you're wrong. See it, click, slide, next question. If I say Hausa, I'll be wrong, so I'll say Igbo. You see why you need to copy these 2 slides, wrong and correct, because you've already done transition and you've already done sound. Okay, so and you done transition for this one as well, and then sound as applause. So if you are copying them and just changing where the answers are, it's easy. Okay, it'll make it easy. So you don't need to be doing the transition all over again, and also doing the sound. So the only thing you're just doing is changing the answer for the wrong. So for instance, the answer here is Igbo. So I have to make sure that I've changed the correct answer is Igbo. All right, when the person is wrong. Same thing for this one. I have to make sure I've changed it to Nigeria. So let's see whether you understand the process. I'm going to start again. I remove 11. 11 is just to let us know that it's hyperlinked to 11. Click on this one, and then you Control D, D for dog, okay, to duplicate it. And now I have 11, a new 11. Don't need to change this once again. It will still take me to 11. Hyperlink to 11, and 11 is the next question. So it's still correct. Now I just need to change 11's question, because that's a new question. Okay, I'll drag this up. Okay, I just have to add this question. I really able to think of a question to ask, so I'm just doing something that would make you want to watch and see what am I wearing, what color of top am I wearing, what color of top am I wearing, if you can see my top. So I'll put the 3 colors. Okay, but I'm going to stop after this question, but remember it's 5 questions you're doing, and I'll just do what will show you as the end of your slide. Okay, so I've done 3 questions. Remember, duplicate your wrong, drag it underneath the question that you've done, duplicate your correct, drag it underneath where the question is. Let's start with this one. Hyperlinking blue, I'm not wearing color blue. Edit it, look for where wrong is. Wrong is 12. Red is what I'm wearing, basically. So I'm going to just do that to 13. And then the last one is yellow. Yellow, edit hyperlink. I'm not wearing yellow, so the same thing, wrong. And then I will come to wrong here, and I will change the color of the answers here to red. Okay, now I will stop here and create one more slide. And the last slide here is to end the quiz, so I'll just have to just do that. But if you're doing that for 5 quizzes, make sure, for 5 questions, if you're doing that for 5 questions, make sure you count all the questions out before you end your quiz. I'm ending mine here because I think the process has been well stated. Okay, so I've done 4 questions. If I check 11, remember you're doing to 17, so I'm stopped at 14. If I've added 3 more, like 1, 2, 3, one more question for 15, 16, and 17, we have been 17 slides. So you are doing 17 slides. I'm stopping here for only 4 questions. Okay, let me insert an image to just make this look nice. So pictures, and I'll put a thumbs up here. Just, all right, and then I want to do a transition, put another kind of, and then applause. Okay, come here, change this hyperlink to 14 because that's the end. Slide 14. Come here, that's okay. Come here, right click or just click on this shape and Control K and change this to 14. It's always good for you to test out what you've done so that you know whether you're right or you're wrong. Now, I can come to the beginning. Start the slide. Click this, slides, John, click this, next, Kenya, wrong, click this, next, also, you're wrong, you're writing the correct answer at the side, click this, next, I'm wearing red, click this, and the slide. Okay, so that is how you create your interactive quiz. It's interactive in the sense that you're not moving, you can't move anywhere else except based on what you clicked on the hyperlink. Okay, so I'm tapping my keyboard. Let me bring the keyboard out so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to bring out my keyboard. I would stop sharing screen and share the. Just let you see what I'm doing on my keyboard so that you will note that the. You can see my keyboard now moving around. See, now I'm tapping the arrow key. It's not moving. It's meant to move to the next slide. It's not moving. Space bar is not moving. Enter is not moving. Letter N or whatever is not moving. But when I tap on the action button here, which is hyperlinked, it takes me to the next slide. So take note, that's what browse at the kiosk does. Okay, and I'll be checking that as well. Okay, so that is the whole process. I think it's well understood. I would advise you watch this video, say let's say 5 times before you start processing it on your own and then working on your computer. So once you've done this and you watch it 5 times, it'll be easy for you to then practice on your own. You can use the whole weekend to check it out. Remember, your practicals begin next week. And this is the whole process itself. 5 questions, 2 slides that shows correct and wrong, 1 more slide, or rather 2 other slides that starts the quiz and 1 that ends the quiz. In total, you're having 17 slides to create. You're creating 17 slides. Okay, so that being said, I would also wish you good viewing as you view the quiz itself. And make sure you practice immediately you've watched the number of times I've said. Okay, this is just easy without any background. If you want to change your template, you can come to design and choose a background. Okay, now if you choose a background, it affects everything. You can see it affects even the shape of the hyperlink as well, but it does not change the hyperlinks. It just changes the color of everything. So you have to be careful and be sure of what you want. Okay, you see the way I'm doing it now. Everything is changing. It's what we call theme. So the theme is changing everything, as well as when you change the color. Okay, but it does not change the process. The process still remains the same. Even the text font type has been changed. Okay, thank you everyone for watching. I'll end my quiz, the program here.